welcome back to a slightly different tech time with Two Down Gaming. This time around we're going to unbox the Steam Link and the Steam controller. We're going to rip these things open, see exactly what they consist of, and then after the unboxing, stick around. I'm actually going to test the Steam Link and see exactly what kind of controllers it works with. We're going to test it with a PC controller if I can locate it. We're going to test it with the actual Steam controller at the very end, and in between we will have Xbox One and PS4 as well. So we're going to see exactly everything it works with. For now though, let's go ahead and start getting them open. Just to cut time down a little bit, I already removed all the sticky tape off of them. That way I can just slide them right open and we can jump into it. So first of all, for the Steam controller, we're going to pop it open. We have the controller itself, which is a slightly, what is it they call it, concaved texture or feel to it, to where instead of pushed outward, you're actually holding it inward instead of out, like all the other controllers. It kind of feels like it might have two buttons on the back, but I'm pretty sure that's also where the batteries go, so it might not be. You also have left trigger, left bumper, and right bumper. D-pad up on the left section of it, one analog stick, and what would look like it might be a replacement as the mouse for a PC. Back, start, the Steam icon apparently, for I guess would be their home function, and the A, B, X, and Y. Also, we have the little bitty adapter that plugs into the Steam Link itself. That way the controller can actually function as a controller on the Steam Link. And two AA batteries. Now the only downside I see to this, no rechargeable battery pack. PS4, Xbox One, all the consoles either come rechargeable controllers or you can get a rechargeable pack to go with the controller. So this in the long run could actually hinder the system and the controller. If you can't just plug it in to recharge it after you're done playing, eventually you're going to be in mid-game and have the stupid thing die on you, so you're going to have to jump up and try to find replacement batteries. The only alternative would be to actually use rechargeable batteries and actually pull them out from time to time and put them on the charger for a while. So, let's see if I'm right here. On the bottom of the controller, there is a little switch you can pull over, and that pops the back of it. And yes, that is exactly where the batteries go, straight down in each side. So let's see if I can pop the batteries here open. We'll stab it with a pen, who cares? Alright, it looks like positive side goes down toward the base of the controller and then they just slide in. Once they die, that could be a real pain getting those things out too. I'm not looking forward to that. And then to reattach it, we put it in top first, push down, and it just re-clicks the device at the bottom to lock it in place. And yet it still feels like those could be paddles or triggers on the back side of it. So we're going to set that off to the side for a little bit. We'll hook that up later on. Now, the Steam Link itself. In the box, it should have the Steam Link, the power cord, an HDMI cord, and a network cord as well. And, I might even go into it later and test and see the difference between wired and wireless on this device, because it does list on it that it can run through Wi-Fi. You don't have to do a wired connection. While my PC always runs wired, we might test and see exactly how well the Steam Link can pull through wireless. So popping the box open, this is the Steam Link. Very, very small. Nothing like the other consoles. I guess it would be kind of like the PlayStation TV. That's what they are. Really small, and it's just meant for basically streaming. That way you can pull games from other devices or online. You don't actually insert any games into them. And on the back of it, there is, from left to right, we have the power cord adapter, 2 USB ports, Ethernet port, and the HDMI port. So digging a little further into the box, we have the quick start guide and the Steam Link product guide, which we don't care about. And all the way at the bottom, okay, so I lied. I didn't get all of it off. There's more inside that has tape on it. There we go. And that should just pop out. Oh, and it also comes with adapters. No matter what friggin' country you live in, the Steam Link is good. The only console in history I've ever seen that includes adapters for different countries. So those, not important to us either. And I can tell you this, they really have this thing packed in here. Good grief. Then we have the power cord in the middle. I don't know why I pulled from the middle first, but I did. And it's got pretty good length to the cable too, so you don't have to get it right near a power outlet. Yeah, it's got some really good length to it. And then, wow, they actually kind of glued the little boxes these things are in to the base of the actual box to make it harder for them to come out. The HDMI cord, which we're going to squish it down here and pull the little sleeve off of it. Okay, so it looks like they give you about 6-foot cable here. Basic HDMI, nothing special about it, none of that gold plating crap or anything, which really doesn't make a difference anyway. HDMI is HDMI, no matter which way you look at it. So they give you a pretty good length HDMI cord with it. And last but not least, Ethernet. Now, my router and internet box are completely off in a different room. So unless this thing is incredibly long, it's not going to work for me. I'm going to have to go get a different cord. But this one, yeah, it's about another 6-foot cord, so that's not even going to work for me. So for me to run wired, I'm either going to have to go out and buy a separate Ethernet cable or constantly yank one off of my Xbox or my PlayStation console. So we know now that Steam apparently loves 6-foot cords, because it looked like every one of them, the power cord, the HDMI cord, and the Ethernet cord, were all about 6 feet long. And that is everything that is in the Steam Link box. So give me just a little bit here, I'll get this thing set up and running, and then we will start testing controllers on it. Stay right there. Alright, here we are at the main event for this. We're going to test out some controllers and see exactly what works and what does not work. I could not find my generic PC controller, however, so that one's completely no-go, negated. Anyway, we're at the main screen here. Once you plug the Steam Link in, it's apparently on. There is no on-off button on this thing. It's on. That's all there is to it. So it wants us to either plug in a keyboard and mouse, a PC controller, or the Steam Link controller. So I have my micro USB cord that is used for Xbox and PlayStation 4 controller, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And also while I was away, I discovered there is a third USB port on the side of the Steam Link itself. So we're going to plug this in there and start testing these controllers to see if they actually connect to it. So first of all, I have Xbox One. Let's get up and go hook it in and find out. I'm just going to plug it right in the side of it. And then hook the cord into the top of the controller here. And, oh, look at that, it loves it. Oh, because it wasn't originally in English, apparently, so it has to restart. Oh, scoot over a little bit here. And I'm currently on Wi-Fi here, and for some reason the 5 gigahertz channel has less of a connection meter than the regular one, which makes no sense at all. The 5 gigahertz should be stronger. And I'm going to completely cut this part out because I don't want you seeing my password. Okay, now that we got that down and out of the way, it downloaded an update and has to restart to apply the updates, which would tell me that this thing actually does have some storage on it. They just don't want you to know. And then it reboots into 720 by 480. Amazing. Okay, I'll cut this part out too. No need to make you sit here and wait through boredom. So I'll see you when the update's finished. Alright, we're back. Got through all the boring stuff from the setup. It's all really straightforward. You just select your Wi-Fi spot and put in the password, or hardwire it into your router, and you're good to go. The next step, it will actually search for a PC on the network running Steam. So you do have to have Steam up and going on the PC. If you don't have Steam going, it's just going to keep telling you that there's no PC found. So we're here at this screen for the Steam Link setup, and I'm going to go ahead and select my PC. Oh, okay, so I have to become Leet on my computer apparently. So give me a second and I'll be right back. Boy, this setup process is a real pain in the butt, isn't it? I mean, you'd think it would just see it and go, oh, okay, here, let's do this. But no, now I have to go back over to my computer again. Let's see, let's pull Steam back up. Put in my Leet code. Oh, well, that's not good. Okay, so it cannot run minimized, apparently. I'm pretty sure this thing's designed to run big picture mode. Okay. Got the volume down on my TV a little bit here. Let's see, new messages. Wow, new Steam updates available and enable Steam beta client. Last chance for the Steam winter sale. I'll dismiss that for now because I really don't care. So we got the store, library, community, chat, which is off the side of the frickin' screen. Awesome. And in your video it might not be, but on my TV, yeah, web is kind of cut off on the left and chat is cut off a little bit on the right. And I can't even read all that down there. So this thing does not like my TV. Okay, let's check out the library. Yes, I have 147 games installed. Let's see, I recently installed one that I was going to try, and now I don't even remember what it was. things aren't even like alphabetical order or anything. They're just thrown on here. Okay, that looks a little bit more. Yep, there it is. Counter-Strike Go. It does support the controller. That one supports a keyboard. So they actually tell you if you can use a controller with them or not. Controller. Okay, that's good. At least they threw the icons on there to tell you if you could or could not use a controller on the game. So in some instances, you may need a keyboard and mouse attached to this thing. For others, you can use a controller. And really, Dark Souls does not allow a controller. Are you kidding me? It's like one of my favorite games, and yet won't do a controller. Dota, no controller. Skyrim, seriously, no controller on Skyrim, only keyboard. Oh, good lord. Okay, let's go ahead and hook up a different controller real quick and see what happens here. So, unplugged the Xbox One controller, and we're going to plug in the PS4 controller. And look at that, it takes right off. So there you have it. Xbox One and PS4 controllers do work. So now we know that. Yep, full functionality. The D-pad scrolls around, so does the left analog stick. Local music. Okay. Alright, I'm going to unplug this real quick, and we're actually going to hook up the Steam controller itself and see how well that does. Alright, got the Steam controller hooked up, just put the adapter on, and okay. Oh, yay, and guess what? The controller has a firmware update. This will require you to connect the included USB cable from your controller. Yeah, problem there, Steam. You didn't give me one. All you gave me was the power cord, HDMI cord, and the adapters, and I don't even remember what the other one was now. But we definitely did not get a USB cord for it. Yeah, it wasn't USB. There you go. Power cord, HDMI cord, and Ethernet cable. So good luck, anybody that gets this and you don't have a micro USB cable, you're going to have to go get one because you're going to have to update the firmware on the controller. So, pretty sure and then it doesn't even tell you that it's updating or anything. So you can activate a product. Okay, the left D-pad on the Steam controller does nothing. You have to do it all with analog stick. Okay, and then it wants us to restart Steam to apply an update to it. So we'll do that later. I'm not going to bore you to death with that. You can actually check your account and your friends. You can add or test controllers, so you can have multiple controllers going if any of your games allow like 2 players on the same PC, apparently. Not really sure of too many that do that. Not ones that people play anyway. Oh, and if you actually select the controller there, it beeps at you. It does not know the receiver firmware or the controller firmware. That's amazing. Let's check resolution. It is in 1080p, and we can lower it if we need to. Yeah, generic plug-and-play monitor, that's what I'm using. Not as my TV, as my actual monitor on my computer. Never have upgraded those to HD yet. So I think that's about it, other than let's just jump in and find some random game here to test this out on and see how well it works. Let's see, something decent at least. You know what, we'll do some Bit Trip Runner. It supports it. Oh, and apparently we can hit left bumper for web and right bumper for friends. Okay, and the screen just shrank. That's rather amazing. And I actually have a rather good computer, so I don't really know why, it's having any problems here.
Today's thrilling episode is brought to you in part by Uncle Dill's episode is brought to you in part by
I'm Charles Martinet,
and now it's time for Bit Trip Presents Runner 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Alien. Runner 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Alien. Runner 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Alien.
Wow, and it is doubling all audio on me. That could be because of my recording device, though. It could just be coming back through it, hitting the Steam Link again, so,
When last we left Commander... When last we left Commander...
Yeah.
When last we left Commander... When last we left Commander... When last we left Commander...
Yeah, I think it is my recording device.
The
It's just making
Welkin
this
Wonderland.
thing go hard.
The Welkin Wonderland. The Welkin Wonderland. The Welkin Wonderland.
Yeah, I'll just play the first level, thank you.
The
Get into it.
Wonderland. The Welkin Wonderland. The Welkin Wonderland. The Welkin Wonderland.
It's echoing like a bitch. Wow. Okay, A to jump. So, I mean, not really seeing any lag issues through Wi-Fi, so wired should be even better. I kind of feel like there might be a little bit of a joystick lag to it. I'm pressing the button and then actually watching the guy jump. Yeah, I'm used to pretty much zero delay on all my stuff. Like that shouldn't have happened. I actually did hit A before he ran into that wall. Oh, yeah, guess what? Everything on the back there, those are actually triggers. The right one on the back was the slide, or the kick, and the other one on the back was another jump. Okay, so we know it works now at least. It does pretty well through Wi-Fi. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and exit that game for now. It does take a little bit to get used to this controller, but overall, I'd say probably an 8 out of 10 as a rating for the Steam Link. You do have to have a rather good computer to run it, and it'd probably be a lot better wired than through Wi-Fi. So don't get it if you're planning on using it, upstairs when your computer is downstairs. Probably won't work as well as you want it to. But as you can see, it does run the games even through Wi-Fi. It ran my BitTrip runner. And I hope that it was just the fact that I had this going through a recording device that's what was causing it to echo so hard like that. And I do apologize if that annoys the piss out of people during the video. There's really nothing I can do about it. Hopefully I can find some kind of adjustment for it in the future. And I'm wondering if this thing's ever even going to tell me that the Steam controller has finished updating its firmware. That would be nice to know that it's actually done. So, for now, I think I'm just going to set the controller down over here and go over to another console and play on there for a while. And I'll come back in a few hours and see if maybe this thing's done. So until next time, have a good one. Hey, don't leave just yet. I want to clarify a few things real quick. I actually made a few errors during that, and I'm going to correct them right here and now so there's no complaints later. If you take the box that your Steam controller came in, sorry, hat felt a little weird there. Anyway, open the box up, maybe, in the very back side of the box, you'll find this little bar strip in it. Pull that thing out. You have an adapter in there for a USB connector cord as well as a very decently length USB cable for the controller. So as to where I previously said, good job Steam and Valve, there is no cord in the box. Hey, I was wrong. Alright, I'm sorry, people do make mistakes, but there is a cord in there. So you're going to have that cord with your Steam controller so you can plug it in. Mistake number 2, you watched me plug in the controller and then say, it wasn't updating the firmware, so I was just going to lay it down for a couple of hours and come back and check on it. Guess what? I forgot I unplugged it from the Steam Link itself. When I walked over there, you seen me walk over and plug in the adapter for the Steam Link controller. I pulled that cord out. That way I could plug it into the side. And then I just sat over here and plugged the other end of it in, thinking that it was going to update, and nothing was showing up on the screen. It was updating in the background. I was wrong again. It actually wasn't updating because I didn't have the stupid thing plugged in. So just make sure you've actually got it plugged in and you're not being like me and thinking that it's updating. You can plug in the adapter on the side of it or, in the back end, wherever you want to on those USB ports, and plug in the USB cable on any of the other ones, and just plug in the controller when it tells you to update. And by all means, I'm going to test it later and find out. It should just pop up another window saying, we're updating the firmware on your controller, and you should be good to go after that. Get your Steam up to date, get your controller up to date, smooth sailing. Hardwire, if possible. Use an Ethernet cable to run the Steam Link to your router. That way it's got a solid connection, because as you've seen from the video, for some reason, one room away is my network. It was having trouble with the 5 gigahertz broadband over the 2 gigahertz. The wireless B&G was actually stronger signal than the wireless in, and that should never be the case. Wireless in should always have a better signal than wireless B&G, because it is, after all, newer technology. But, then again, sometimes newer technology completely sucks. But anyway, I wanted to clarify those few things real quick, and this time, honestly, I'm out of here. I'll see you next time.